Hello, welcome back to the shed. It's your man in the shed, Andy P, your Grand Shedi Master. Hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Should have moved that earlier. Never mind. Beanbag in the way. So today we are going to have our night one of WrestleMania review. And yes, I do know night two has happened. Don't know the results yet. So please don't hit me in the comments with, oh, so-and-so won, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm watching it tonight. Looking forward to it. But I am going to do a review on that on night one shortly. First, I want to pay tribute to the late Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. What a man. What a life. Please, everyone, do give the Queen some time to mourn. Because although she's the monarch, she's the head of state. You know, she's lost her husband of 73 years. And let's be fair, that isn't going to be easy on anyone. Even if, you know, it was a normal person. Not that she's not normal, but an average person who can mourn in private. It's going to be devastating for them. What she has on top of that is the cameras of every news channel in the world in her face. And people will be thinking, oh, I wonder if she's going to cry. To be fair, hope she does cry. Hope she does cry. She should cry. It was her husband, and I'm sure she's absolutely devastated. That's all I'm going to say for now. But God bless you, Mum, and I hope you're not too distraught, even though I know you are. You know, I've had people in my own family who sadly have died, and, you know, it's the people who are left. And I also have friends who, their grandparents, one of them had died, and they had been married a long time as well. And his, you know, grandma, nan, whatever you want to call her, is devastated. Of course she is. But I'm not going to name them. They know they are. They might watch this video, they might not. And if you do, I hope your grandma is fine. Anyway, that's that. Let's get on with a wrestling review. So it was night one of WrestleMania. Now, obviously because of the pandemic, the WWE has not been able to have any fans for over a year. So on Saturday night, it was allowed to have some fans back. Great. 25,000 fans, all checked, obviously, for COVID, I'm sure. And they were in Florida. So, what's Florida famous for? Disneyland, sunshine. So, what happened at WrestleMania night one? They have the biggest thunderstorm of all time. Not quite, but a massive thunderstorm. So, WrestleMania was delayed. So, the first wrestling event in the WWE since the pandemic started to have fans, and they had to delay it because of the weather. You can't write this stuff. Clearly I didn't, but it was just crazy. So they started off doing a load of interviews. So if we were giving ups and downs here, think the weather, yeah, you're getting a brown down. But we're not doing that because that's someone else's show, and I'm not your bold arsehole. I am your man in the shed. So, first match then. It starts with the WWE Championship, the most prestigious belt in all of wrestling, and it's the first belt on the first night. Anyway, so we have the almighty Bobby Lashley, and anyone who knows me and anyone who watches wrestling, not sure why you'd be watching a wrestling review if you don't watch wrestling, but Bobby Lashley and myself, we are basically body doubles. If you know me and you know Bobby Lashley, then you'll see some similarities. You know, we've got the same chiseled body. We have slightly different coloured skin. Bobby Lashley is a slightly darker tone of skin than mine, and he has a bald head, and he's, I think, 6'6". But other than that, we could be, you know, twins. You know, we're so similar. But anyway, he defeated Drew McIntyre in a pretty awesome match. You know, it was a good start, and in the end, Drew had to give in to the Hurt Lock, but it was a decent match. One thing I did notice though was during the pandemic, when they were in the Thunderdome And before that, in the Performance Centre, you could throw people anywhere. Now there was a problem. There was fans there, so they couldn't quite throw them anywhere. But great start to WrestleMania. Apart from the weather, really enjoyed this one. And it was, yeah, a top match. Then the second match. Well, I saw this one more of a, you know what, I'm going to go and have a shower. Didn't really watch too much of this one. It was a women's gauntlet match. And the winner of this will go on to night 2, I believe, or on to Monday Night Raw to have a match for the women's tag titles. Why they do this, I don't know. Anyway, it was in the match. You had Natalya and Tamina, the Riot Squad, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks, Lana and Naomi, and Billie Kay and Carmella. So it started with Billie Kay and Camilla taking on, where are we? Lana and Naomi. And Billie Kay was able to pin Naomi. Bit of a shock there, really. Naomi is one of those wrestlers, bless her, similar to Natalya, when they don't really have anyone to put up in a title match. Oh, I know what, we'll give Naomi the title for a little bit, or we'll give Natalya the title for a little bit. They are both good sound wrestlers, and, you know, why not? But yeah, so it started off with Billie Kay pinning Naomi. Then after that, the Riot Squad came in, done a little bit of a double team, and they managed to pin Billie Kay. Then Liv Morgan off of the Riot Squad was able to pin Mandy Rose when it came to Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose going into the ring. Do a little bit of a dance to make it look like I know what I'm talking about. There you go. And then Tamina, even though it has Tamming for some reason, predictive text, she was able to pin Ruby Riott, and it then is going to go for the tag titles. It will be what's her name, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina. It was, yeah, like I say, I went for a shower on that one because it wasn't really a match that interested me, and it was okay. Bits I saw was not too bad. Then we had one of the outstanding matches of the night, Cesaro taking on Seth friggin' Rollins. The entrances were awesome. Seth's changed his music again, so he's the only person to have different music, only use it in the pandemic era, and now he's back to his old music with a mixture of his Raw music where he was a Messiah. So it's sort of a blend of the two. It was alright. Certainly better than the first song he had, and the Messiah was a bit strange. But anyway, so good match here, and it looks like they could be giving Cesaro a push. Both men look tough, look strong, few spins, a sharpshooter, and a few other things. Decent enough match. Cesaro wins. Cesaro push. Let's get Cesaro a championship shot because he's good enough. He deserves it. Then we had the Raw Tag Team Championships. We had your boys, the New Day, 11 times champions, taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles and Omos. So Omos is, they say he's 7'3". I think he could be taller than that. He looks taller than that. He towers over AJ Styles, who I think is about 6 foot, 6'1", so about my height, and this man is absolutely towering over him. And they played him off really well. They made him look absolutely monstrous. So for about 10 minutes, it was just Kofi and Xavier tagging each other in, doing what good tag teams should do, and that is keeping the other man away from his partner. Eventually, of course, AJ does manage to get a tag. Omos comes in and he's like, Omos the Destroyer. You ain't knocking this man down. Chances are in 6 months, he'll be part of the 24/7 title load and he'll get beat up by R-Truth because that's professional wrestling for you. But Styles and Omos are your new tag team champions if you're interested in that at all. Then we had Bad Bunny. Not really heard any of his music. Don't care for it. bit crap if you ask me. And Damien Priest, who is a decent enough superstar, taking on John Morrison and The Miz. So it starts with lots of men in bunny costumes bouncing down to the ring, and they came out to Hip Hip Hop Hop. I think it was supposed to be a Bad Bunny song, but The Miz and Morrison were sort of sinking to it. This was an okay match. It ended with the celebrity Bad Bunny pinning, I think he pinned John Morrison. No, I know it was a decent enough match. Can't actually remember who pinned who. But, you know, why do you watch a review to actually understand, have someone who actually understands what's going on and tell you about it? Why would you do that? Anyway, yeah, like I say, it was an alright match. Then we had a cage match. So you had Braun Strowman, the Braun, against the brains of Shane McMahon. So it starts off with Shane McMahon coming out, and he gets himself in the ring. Then you get the Braun Strowman, big, strong Braun Strowman, the Braun, comes down to the ring. And then Shane's like putting the door, making sure he can't get in, and all that. And Braun's there, and he's like, I'm going to get in that ring. I'm getting in that ring. And he goes to walk up the steps to pull the door open. And Shane's pulling it. And then Elias and Commander Riker come out and they attack him with some chairs. They then throw him in the ring and Shane's giving it his best, trying to take him down. Eventually, Shane manages to get a talk set from the top. And this is the thing. Sorry. Never. For all the years I've watched professional wrestling, apart from frog in the throat. In all of my years watching professional wrestling, apart from the Ambrose Asylum match, and there was a similar match on NXT, but you never have tools on the cage. Anyway, at one stage, Shane quite easily pulled a part of the cage off and hit Braun with it. Not quite sure how he managed that. Cup of tea. See, I'll get rid of that cough, Joey. And yeah, so he easily pulled this bit of metal off, and he hit Braun with that. Then later on, he's climbing up, and he gets a toolkit out, and he bashes him on the head because he got like these bags hanging in each corner. Never seen that before. And Braun goes down. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to win now. So Shane starts going down. And for some reason, he puts his hand through, I suppose it's a bit like big chicken wire, sort of thing you'd have for a fence. Anyway, he puts his arm through. Braun gets up and he grabs him by the arm. He then pulls a part of the cage down because he's so big and strong. And he gets Shane in. He takes him to the top of the cage. Yeah, this is real. He then throws him into the ring. No, call it fake, call it whatever. That isn't going to be a pleasant landing. And he then gets down and pins him 1, 2, 3. So Braun outpowers the brains. But it was a good match, actually. It wasn't a bad. Not a biggest fan of a steel cage match. I enjoy Elimination Chamber and I enjoy Hell in a Cell, but cage matches, you can take them or leave them, but this was a pretty decent one. We then go on to the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, which is for the SmackDown Women's Championship, with champion Sasha Banks taking on the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair. Now, to be fair, this one was an exceptional women's match. You do have the best women's wrestler in the world, Sasha Banks, in there, which is always going to be a help. If you don't agree with that, you're wrong. Sasha is the best wrestler in the world. And Bianca Belair, you know, she's hot and fresh. And yeah, they really went to town. Towards the end, Sasha was trying to use Bianca's long hair. But towards the end, she did whip it. And my God, did it sound painful. And at the end, you could see a big slash down Sasha's side. It looked nasty, and I'm sure it stung a bit. Little bit of lemon and salt on that, Sasha. You won't feel a thing. But like when you cut your finger, bit of salt, bit of lemon juice, or tomato juice. You'll be surprised how sharp tomatoes are. So give that one a go. Cut your finger. Next time, cut some tomatoes. You'll enjoy that. There you go. So that was it then. So we had a new champion in Bianca Belair. So we finished with a new champion. Obviously, part 2. Haven't watched it yet. We'll be watching that later when Luke gets home from work. Looking forward to that. So if you did watch it and you agree with anything that I said or disagree, then write it in the comments below. But as I do say, please do not put any spoilers in there because I haven't watched Night 2. I'll give you my review on Night 2 in the next couple of days. Let's get everyone else's out of the way first. Let them tell you what they think. But it's your boy Andy. That's the one you want to really listen to. That's your main review. So please do like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. What's wrong with you people? And leave a comment. But again, no spoilers. And enjoy Night 2 if you haven't seen it like me. If you have, I hope you enjoyed it. See ya, pals!